Hey guys, it is the beginning of a new week. This is Alvaro Cortez Jr., also known as Lance Danger, and uh, the last episode was a bit of a downer towards the end. I do apologize for that, but as I stated before in the other episodes, that kind of ended in a bit of a sad note. It is what it is. I really can't not act like things like this aren't a part of the creative journey, because it very much is a part of it when you lose people, family members, like I stated before, like not to tread over it too long, linger on it for too long. um, it is things that affect you, it is things that gets in the way. But as I mentioned before, you have to keep pushing forward. And if anything, I want this to be a lesson in pushing forward and trying to accomplish what you need to accomplish, despite of everything happening around you in your environment. A lot of times, I do believe that old saying that you make your own environment. So you just have to somehow remain positive, even if you know that things aren't that well. You're not just like lying to yourself saying that, oh, they're well, admit that things aren't going well, but you can still function even though things aren't going well. You can feel sad and still draw. You can feel sad and still write. It's all right to feel these range of emotions, is what I'm getting to here. um I'm going to try to write a little bit more of the draft. It's going to be a bit of a busy day. um I don't even remember if I mentioned it or not in the previous video. Over the weekend, I had won lottery tickets to go watch a musical, The Girl from the North Country. My girlfriend and I are huge Broadway fans. So, oddly enough, Girl from the North Country was the last musical we saw before the shutdown happened in Broadway and everywhere else in the world, really. And it's going to be like the first musical that we're going to see since it's reopened. So that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that play. It's a jukebox musical where they um, used Bob Dylan songs based around the story that they were telling throughout the musical. It was really interesting. It was really fun, despite of everything that had gone on. I won the tickets on a Saturday and we saw it on Sunday. And right now, actually, it's early in the morning and I'm going to go and um, I'm going to go do rush tickets for tomorrow, actually, to go and see To Kill a Mockingbird, which is, I've never actually seen the movie or read the book, to be honest. It's one of those things, I guess. It was banned already I believe, when I was going to read it at school, so I never really got around to reading it, and I'm just going to watch the movie after I watch the play, because I don't want to compare the movie too much to the play, if that makes sense. It's kind of like with books. If I haven't read the book, I'll try to avoid reading the book and watch the movie first, so that way I won't have my mind tainted or biased towards one or the other. So I would like to watch the movie after I've watched the play on Tuesday. So that'll be fun. Um, if I'm blanking out a little bit, it's just a lot of things going on in my mind. A lot, as you know by now, it's a lot of different emotions and a lot of different things that's been happening since I started doing these things. But yeah, I'm going to work a little bit more on that first draft for issue 1. I'm going to keep working on other projects as well as my shoulders keep recovering. And let's see what this week has in store for us. It's the start of week 5 of my physical therapy. I'm just got out of it. I'm just walking around the farmers market, the winter market, with a lot of kiosks just set up here at Union Square. I kind of tweaked my left shoulder last night, so physical therapy wasn't as intense as it had been getting these past few weeks. I guess it's good in a way to like give myself a small rest, but I do want to get as healed as much as possible to avoid surgery. If anything, at least it was my left arm and it wasn't my right arm again, so that's good. Even though I just started sketching and practicing art with my left hand actually, which has been very interesting. I feel surprisingly comfortable illustrating and sketching with my left hand, so I'm keeping my mind open to that possibility of maybe switching more to my left hand as well for illustration. Anyway, I will catch you all later. Alright, so I secured the tickets for To Kill a Mockingbird for later this evening. I was there since around 8 a.m. until 10:30 a.m. when the box office actually opens. I actually had a nice conversation with a couple of fellows that were there waiting for the box office to open as well. I'm pretty excited about that. I've been writing a little bit more on the draft. It's probably the most I've written on the first draft since everything that's been happening. And speaking of everything that has been happening, this actually, like, I forgot about this completely, actually. This happened last week. I found out during the week after a couple of episodes, I think, back, the Manga Criolla convention happened. And actually, one of the comics that I wrote that was on sale for a while back sold out at the convention, which is really cool. It's El Gran Matatan. Which is one of the characters that's I spoke about this before. I believe one of the characters that came out from Silver Island Studios from Jose Cruz for the comic book Paths, which is sort of an anthology, and it was a throwaway character that I created, and I believe I spoke about it in this stream more in detail. You guys can check it out at my YouTube. You can search for Lance Danger. It'll pop up. Or youtube.com/Lance Danger. And you can check out all my other videos and live streams. And it was just cool, you know. The first print run that Jose did of Matatan sold out, and the same thing happened with Paths number 1 and 2 as well. Those first prints also sold out. So it's nice that stuff that I've been writing and co-writing have been gaining that kind of following, I guess, in Puerto Rico. It's always fun, and I can't believe it actually even slipped my mind to mention this last week. But again, a lot of things have been happening sometimes I don't even know what day I'm living in anymore, to be honest. So just wanted to like mention that briefly, and again like show the video, the live stream where I did it. Um, my voice is kind of raspy right now, I think. And it was actually colder than I thought it was going to be this morning, and I wasn't properly dressed for that weather because the temperature dropped a little bit, but it was extremely windy, and it still kind of is. Hopefully, I don't get sick or anything from this, but anyway, I still have a lot of stuff to do, and Broadway is calling later tonight. A little bit more Funny Bone for Funny Bone month, and apparently the long road to Funny Bone. This is an interesting one because this is the line art to a cover that I did for Rage of the Lucky 13. If you've missed previous episodes or something, Rage of the Lucky 13 is this story that I wrote as a spin-off for this character from Fred Peterson, the Mighty Warlord. And it's essentially a revenge story. It's very action-packed, and it was intended to be a web comic before I started doing it in a more of a novella style. So this actually was the line art to a cover to a preview of the web comic. I had actually done about 4 pages approximately, or 3, and it was actually posted on a Facebook group, but a lot of drama happened, as sometimes these things happen between colleagues, and I actually asked to have that art taken down. So this is actually the first time in a while that I've shown this art in particular. I don't know if I actually have those original pages, or at least the web version of these pages saved somewhere. I don't think I do. If I do find it, I would eventually like to put them up as well. Yes, just like a nice kind of thing to remind me of what I did back then and how far I've come now. All right, so that second episode of the Serene Chaos podcast is now available on YouTube as well. I have a lot of fun putting these up on YouTube also. It is going to be part of the whole uploading at least once a week on Thursdays. I want to really hammer in that schedule and get used to updating at that date. So, like I stated, I believe in the previous video, I'm going to like alternate the kinds of videos that I'm going to be uploading on those Thursdays, whether it be talking about comics that I used to read, commentary on web comics that I've done, on works that I've done, stuff that I'm currently reading, and of course the podcast as well. And once this video series goes up, I'll either do it on Thursdays as well, or a different day, and just upload like 2 videos a week during that time where these videos go up and coincide with whatever videos I'm putting up on Thursdays. I think that's what I'm going to do, actually. Just put these videos, run it concurrently with any video that I'm putting up on Thursdays. I'll probably do like Road to Hell on Mondays, or maybe on Wednesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, Wednesday will probably be the day that I'll start uploading The Long Road to Hell. But anyway, as I stated in the previous video, this is for the further books that has helped my creativity. You can check it out on my YouTube, www.youtube.com/Lance Danger. You can search for Lance Danger as well on the search engine to check out this other podcasts and older videos and live streams that I've done. I want to give a huge shout out to Armando Drago Mendoza. I believe I mentioned him briefly on the very first episode, I believe. I was actually watching one of his Facebook Live interviews that he does with other colleagues that are comic book creators as well. He also interviews cosplayers and wrestlers, pretty much anyone that's in the creative field. He is a comic book creator himself. He's published 2 issues of a superhero called Wildfly, and he is just about to release issue number 3 as well, which is going to be a double-sized issue. Really exciting. I really enjoy his work. I have issues 1 and 2. I'm going to order issue number 3 as well. And if you like Warlord, you can definitely check out Wildfly. It is a very entertaining comic to read. His Facebook page is Spellbox Comics. That would be SPELLBOX space comics. And he did this really rad Fred Peterson, the Mighty Warlord. He's doing kind of like a skating tournament with different Puerto Rican comic book characters as a kind of a thank you to creators that have given him support and has done fan art of his character. I did a fan art of his character a little while ago, and also when he ordered a issue of Stupid the Cat, I actually sent a quick sketch with his with the owl, which the name always kind of slips my mind. I really like that owl too. I like that character. It's a character from Wildfly, the owl that's on the skateboard. So I made that. I did a sketch of Stupid the Cat, kind of like in the mask of Wildfly, and the owl flying with him. Like, what the heck is going on here? So that was a pretty cool touch to have the owl on the skateboard, which is actually a very Fred Peterson thing. Yeah, it's very cool, to see other artists interpret your character. This is a very, very fun artwork, as you can see here. Like, once again, thank you so much, Armando. Really appreciate you, and I wish nothing for the best for all of your endeavors. I just finished a Thanksgiving Eve live stream. I just showed pretty much the sketches I've been doing so far, left-handed, and also kind of like my thoughts on Masters of the Universe Revelations parts 1 and 2. I didn't really comment much about part 1 because I really wanted to wait until part 2 became available as well. In a nutshell, my personal opinion, I think it should have been released all together, all 10 episodes. And I feel like this should have been done at a slower pace. Like, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either. If you want to know more in depth what I was thinking about it, you can definitely check out the video, Masters of the Universe, Revelation Parts 1 and 2 Thoughts, Left-Handed, Thanksgiving Eve Chill Stream. It was a fun little stream to do. It clocked in a little bit over an hour. But I really wanted to give my thoughts on the whole thing as well. So if you're curious to know in depth what I thought about Masters of the Universe Revelations Part 1 and 2, you can definitely check that live stream out. It was a lot of fun talking about He-Man. Talking about He-Man is always fun, and talking about all those older animations is a fun thing to do. So you know the drill. You go to youtube.com/Lance Danger, or just search up Lance Danger on the search bar. You'll be able to find me with that icon.
I met my old lover on the street last night. She seemed so glad to see me, I just smiled. Oh!
I am just about to go to physical therapy. It was a nice little Thanksgiving yesterday. Usually for Thanksgiving, we would visit friends upstate, but this year they moved to North Carolina, and because of schedule conflicts, we weren't able to go down there. So it is like the first Thanksgiving in a few years now, actually, that we just kind of stayed in and chilled. Um, I cooked for us, and we actually got Super Mario Party All Stars. So it was pretty much like a day of relaxing, especially with everything that's happened. Just spending time together, uh, playing video games, and of course eating. So it was a nice little Thanksgiving, despite of everything that's happened with, both our families and all the losses and whatnot. After the kind of year that we've had, it's kind of hard to find things to be grateful, but there's always things in life to be grateful about. And for this Thursday, I have been, as I said, I've been kind of like going up and down, struggling a bit with the writing on Hell Beneath You, even though it's the draft still. Usually I'm a lot quicker than this, but a lot of things have happened. A lot of emotional things have happened. And, sometimes you have to kind of, for as much as you hate it, just take those small breaks so that in the long run, in the long term, it doesn't affect you, and you'll be able to be more efficient with your creativity. And just to cut this a little bit quick, this is the artwork that inspired the promotion that I used for Funny Bone Ridge of the Lucky 13. I think I showed that on the last video. I believe that was inspired by old movie posters. Well, this is an earlier version of that movie poster inspired illustration of Lolita Letal. It was very fun to do. I almost did use this version instead, but I kind of thought it looked cheesier with like the human target kind of thing rather than, the hearts and whatnot. And even though she does look very sexy, I guess, in the other illustration as well, I don't want to give the impression that she's just like a seductress or something like that. With the hearts and stuff. Like, I want her to look dangerous as well. So I think it was much more effective to do it in that other style as compared to doing it with the hearts and the skulls and whatnot. So it's a bit of a drizzly day today. I actually I almost didn't go to physical therapy today because I had injured my left shoulder this time. I had injured it on Tuesday. It didn't, on Wednesday actually. It didn't feel too bad that night. It didn't feel too bad last night. Last night was Thanksgiving, so I did my usual stuff, and I cooked also for my girlfriend and myself. And it was feeling fine, a little sore, but fine. But this morning, my left arm looked like a balloon. It was so swollen up. So, yeah, crazy times. After physical therapy, it got quite a bit better. Hopefully, it'll continue to get better because I'm really enjoying sketching with my left hand and challenging myself like that. There's actually very light snow coming down. Like, I guess fall really officially is over and winter is coming. last year in November, I had a little thing that I ran by my friend Manuel Carmona, a co-founder of Truthful Comics, about a thing called Thanks Indie, where we would talk about indie comic books that we were grateful for. And it went over pretty well. People enjoyed it. But this year, I kind of wanted to do something a little different, so I thought of something called Gift Indie, where we would talk about independent comic books that would be cool as gift ideas for people that love comics or people that want to get into comics and don't quite know where to start. Just give like general recommendations of things that we enjoy and that we think other people will enjoy as well. And every other blog will be kind of like an interview style blog with a different creator where they kind of talk about their own creations. I'm lining up a very exciting lineup of creators that are going to be talking about their products, and hopefully it's a fun little thing and that'll grow into a tradition later on. The first blog I wrote about was really Resident Alien. You can go over and read it at truthfulcomics.com. Truthful Comics, thicker than blood. www.truthfulcomics.com. Yeah, go check it out. And if you're a fan of Resident Alien, leave a comment down below. Or if you want to check it out, I hope you guys check it out. It's one of my personal favorite comics that's come out lately. We have made it to another end of the week, another video. I hope you guys have been enjoying these when they're coming up. Again, I struggled a tiny bit writing with Hell Beneath You. I did do a second blog of Gift Indie. I'm starting to feel a little bit under the weather, so hopefully that won't be able to affect any kind of productivity and whatnot. My body has been going through a lot this year. As I mentioned before, between COVID and just injuries that I've had, it's been a very difficult year for me physically as well as emotionally lately as well. But, hopefully with all these things that's happening, not just for myself, but for anyone that's going through a lot of things, will only come out stronger from all of these experiences. And one of the comics that helped me kind of go through that as well, one of those stories was The Crow. The Crow, one of my all-time favorite stories. It's no secret if you follow me on any social media. The Crow, from the movie to the comic and everything in between, even the television series from the 90s, I believe it was maybe like late 90s or something. It was always entertaining to me, except for that weird Crow movie. I forgot the name of it, actually. It's the one where the kid from Terminator 2 actually turns into the Crow. And Tara Reid was in it. Angel from Buffy was in it as well. Like, they were the two villains of the movie. It was very bizarre. Like, that's kind of like the low point, I think, of the movie franchise. Like, I had Devil's Night, not Devil's Night, The Crow City of Angels, and the third one, which name I don't recall either, actually. The third one, that one had Kirsten Dunst in it, actually. Those weren't bad. I actually quite enjoyed those, but they kind of nosedived after that. But anyway, The Crow, I think I've mentioned it before. I don't know if it was either on this video series or on live streams. I've had the pleasure of meeting Mr. James O'Barr. I met him at New York Comic Con a couple of years ago. He was really nice, and we had a great conversation. Just talking about comics and The Crow. It was a mind blowing experience to be able to talk to a creator that has done something that means so much to you. It was a whole lot of fun to be able to talk with him, and he autographed my Crow trade paperback. Of course, he even personalized it, writing my name. And I bought a couple of prints off of him as well. So that was just an awesome experience. I would like to actually frame those prints so I can like hang it around now that we have like our own place, that we don't have to worry about roommates or land. Well, yes, roommates and space, you know. So hopefully I'll be able to do that at some point. And it wasn't a very productive week, at least not as much as I hoped it would be, in terms with Hell Beneath You anyway. I have been doing other stuff as well creatively, but I just feel kind of bad that I haven't been able to do as much as I wish I could do with the story. Like, and again, like, it's been kind of like up and down with everything that's been happening as well, but I don't want to kind of use that as a crutch that, you know, prevents me from working on this story that I really want to make. Anyway, this week was a flawless victory in the sense that I've been able to keep doing creative stuff and work on various comics. It wasn't so much flawless on the Hell Beneath You side because I haven't been able to progress as much as I would like to, but at the same time, I haven't given up either, and it's not like I've completely stopped. I keep chipping away, even if it's like 10 to 30 minutes, just trying to think and write and rewrite and type and erase and whatnot. So at least I'm still in the fight, so to speak. And hopefully next week will be more productive. I am starting to feel a little under the weather, as I mentioned, so I hope that won't affect things going forward. But anyway, thank you guys so much for all your support. Thank you so much for watching, if you've been watching up to this point. And hopefully next week I'll be able to show off more progress for Hell Beneath You. Thank you for watching. Catch you next time.